picture of all the churches. That this was the first Timothy, and then this one, and this is our last one. Truthfully, I liked the one that Jonas Byron built, and I don't know why I did, but it had the ramp, it had the round thing, and you had down in the Sunday school, had all the Sunday schools around the thing. You could have a group of kids in the center, and I don't know, it was, I just kind of liked that church. Anyway, more room in the back, and so when we had different, say, funerals or different things like that, we needed a lot of people, it had plenty of room for it, and it all worked out really well. I think I like that one the best. But the one problem with the other one, they had a ramp on it, and the kids ran up and down the ramp. But that was fun for them. We were in high school at the time when the first one burnt. Some of the classes that we were in, especially the guys, they said, "Oh, our church is burning, our church is burning." And the teacher said, "Well, did you want to go help?" Because they were pulling out the stoves out of the kitchen and all that type of thing. And so he left them all out with free. I mean, just to go and help get everything out of the church so that it could be saved if it was possible. But here's a picture of Pastor Nelson baptizing our daughter, Debbie. It's Robert and I, and then Daryl and Janelle were sponsors for our daughter, Debbie. I never had really a favorite pastor. I liked them all. Robert and I both liked them all. We thought, well, they were taken for our congregation. You have to accept them, and you have to help them out, and don't complain and gripe about them. And this is Pastor Almy, but he was one that was kind of stuck to our mind because we were in the youth program when he was there, and he was the youth. I mean, he was the pastor at that time for our church, and he was the nicest guy, and he helped, and he did so much, and he just had fun. And when he had to leave, people were crying in tears because we hated to see him leave.
I'm Maxine Schwartz. I'm 98 years old.
How long have you gone to Immanuel?
About 50-some years.
Okay. Who is your favorite pastor in all the years you've gone there? Do you have a favorite?
I can't say a favorite because I like them all.
So you've known Dwayne for a long time.
Since they were little kids.
Do you have any stories on Dwayne?
Well, none that I would tell.
Oh, okay.
I think an awful lot of him. He's just like my own kid.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the one lutefisk meal that we had here down in our church. Had the monsters basement, and we'd have these big dinners. And they spilled coffee on my back as they were going by. And I didn't dare say anything. So I don't know how old I was for sure on that. But anyway, it sure was a burning time until I got home and Mom could fix it. Well, but you know, you don't want to start yelling in the middle of a big dinner. We had Pastor Jacobson, which was filled in for a while. I don't know how many months he was here. But he was an old Norwegian pastor and full of fun. But we just, you know, he'd say things that come out a little different than they would in English because he was used to talking Norwegian. So we had a fun time though.
I was confirmed at Immanuel, as were my brother and two sisters. And we had a pastor, his name is Almy, and he was quite a pastor. He organized youth into a group, and they did things as a group, and they're still doing it. Janelle Johnson and Ardell, he doesn't come to church anymore, but that Carolyn Johnson, all those, it's still the same bunch, still after how many years? 50, 60 years maybe? But he was really quite a good pastor. Easter morning, we passed out, of course we always had coffee. Us Norwegians got to have our coffee. But the youth passed out oranges and hard-boiled eggs on hot cross buns. That was Easter breakfast.
Vera and I did the cooking. And we, I was in charge of making the hot cakes. And the young high school kids came in and they said, "Do you know what Ione put in those hot cakes? She went out to her camper and got beer." Well, that made the hotcakes raise. So, and Herman and I, we had our camper right at the back door, so we could go out and get in and drink some beer.
Shh, don't tell those Lutherans that, right?
Oh, no.
The kids were excited about the beer in the pancakes.
Yeah. Oh, them kids, they thought that was terrible. You know what I was putting on hotcakes?
But they ate them, didn't they?
Oh boy, they sure did.
What's your favorite memory of Immanuel over the years?
Probably Minnie and and her sister and Orville.
Oh, the Overlands.
Orville Tau. My dad used to take him fishing with him, and Orville smoked. And so he burned a hole in the seat. Or so my dad didn't want to take him anymore, but he moved and across the street, and they said they offered to help him, but he had a wheelbarrow that he moved most of his stuff in. But Minnie and, what is the other one's name? Mabel, yeah. They watered the plants at church, and if anything was going on, they made cookies and coffee.
I like Pastor Wilson, Frank Wilson. When our son was so sick, he came out to the house all the time because they were almost the same age, my son and Frank. And he'd come out all the time and visit with him and pray with him. And he was a big support to the family. I don't know how anybody can go through life without a church family. You got to have that support from your church family. I know now I don't know a lot of the people because they're new, and I don't get over to church that often, but it's still my church.
And it always will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.